Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Good Mom. Nice to see you, Sunny. We're
Good to
having
see
some
you too,
fun.
Linz.
Okay, so I kind of feel like the kid in Home Alone. Ah, the world has gone crazy.
Insane.
It's insane.
Mad.
And I'm just going to let that percolate for just a minute at this cloud that's over our conversation here today, because just it's the goo we find ourselves in. But here's the real meat of the matter I want to talk about today. I'm annoyed. I'm like really annoyed. And I feel like every single system that is out there in the world today that I've been used to, either from childhood to growing up or whatever, every single thing is literally trying to annoy me further. Like just subtle little things that poke, poke, poke. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. And then what I'm going to hope for is that my friend Sunny has some ideas of how we can mitigate
I
this
do. I
for
do.
our
Okay.
other fellow moms, because this is
Yeah.
crazy making it.
Yeah.
Okay, so little things like going to my favorite restaurant and finding out, oh, I'm sorry, we don't take American Express anymore. And the only card I have with me is my AmEx card. Wait, since when? Like, when did that happen? Or updating my information on my phone and having it all of a sudden, the photos don't work the same, the information in my contacts list doesn't work the same. And I am just like, okay, seriously, I just wanted to have a day where things could go smoothly, la la la. And I'm inviting smooth into my life like a smoothie, and it ain't working. And
Okay.
it's like the banking system has gone mad, and you
Yes.
can't do the same things you always could do. So, as a mom, and I'm grateful that I'm kind of semi-retired. I'm not working full time. I don't have little kids right now. Everybody's kind of doing their thing. I can't imagine what
Yeah.
these women and men are doing with the sheer number of interruptions and disruptions that feel intentionally annoying. So, what kind of good advice can we give them today?
It's so true, because not only are you taking everything on that you're experiencing in your life, but you're
Mhm.
also taking it on. If you have a spouse, you're taking it on from your spouse. You're
Yep.
getting it from your kids.
Yep.
And so you're getting everything. It's magnified, it's multiplied, right?
Yes.
And
And
it's like,
I think it's exponential.
and here's the thing, Lindsay, you're not alone. We have talked about this a little bit before. Is our whole world is changing right now, and
Yep.
I believe what is coming up for all of us
Mm.
is it's an effort to show us that even though we were getting along, like we were going about our lives and things were okay. I
Yeah.
think everything's coming to the surface now to
Yeah.
make us specifically annoyed. Why? Because it's time for change. And
You're
all of
right.
those little things that we just dealt with because there were bigger fish to fry,
Yep.
all of that is coming to the surface. And I think we're starting to recognize that all of these systems are broken.
Yeah. They're
And,
just
and if
broken.
if we didn't have that little thing under your skin that's just driving you crazy, and I've got it too. This morning, I'm like out, walking, trying to get some exercise in the morning. For some reason, I have Apple Music to like listen to music to, right? And I've got these different playlists, and they are not working properly. I'll like push one song and another song will come on. Like, that's not the song I push. Or it starts to play the song that I want to play, and then it
Yeah.
cuts out. And the
Yeah.
same thing is happening with my Amazon Alexa over here. That's probably going to go off because I said
She'll
that.
talk
I'll
back to
tell
you.
her to play something, and she just does whatever the hell she wants to do.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I know it's a little thing, and yes, it's a first world problem. I get that.
Yeah.
But it just, because none of these systems work, Linz. None
So
of them
here's
work for where we're going at all.
No. And so it's nerve-wracking because I think about the future and I'm looking at all of the messaging that's coming at us like, okay, we're going to move to digital currency. We're going to move to, you get to pay all of your bills this way. You get to do everything online and digital. And then yet, right here, right now, something goes haywire and you can't fix it.
Yeah.
There is no helpline. You call someone who is nowhere to be found. You get a chat bot that's like useless. And they keep saying, oh, well, AI is going to take over all that. Really? Is AI really going to handle that? I think I could spend a solid 2 hours every day just looking at the little things in systems that do not work.
Sure.
because they don't work
Sure.
anymore. So the question really becomes, what do we do about
What we
that?
do.
Like, yes, it's happening. Yes, we can accept it, surrender to it, even try to love on it, but it's like, what do we do? And one of the things I've been practicing, I'll just share this. I think it may be helpful is I've been practicing grounding. So
Oh,
going
yeah.
outside, when I get this way, I'm wound up tighter than a ball.
Yeah.
Go out and step in the dirt in my bare feet. Get in the grass. Stand on something that's earth. They call it earthing. And for those of you who want to look it up, feel free. It's really interesting. But it does help to immediately realize that you are a human being right here, right now on this planet Earth, and you are tied to the earth along with everything else. And those little annoyances are going to go away. They will dissipate in time. That's one thing.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you have any other ideas or suggestions? Because it's real. I think that it would absolutely drive someone crazy if all day long, all they were responding to was these inadvertent disruptions. And we're not even talking about the ones that come in from your kids, your dog, your husband, whatever. These are just, my phone doesn't work.
I know.
My TV won't turn off when I'm trying to turn it off. It's like, what is this? So,
We had something that happened this past week. We had to replace the lock on our front door.
okay.
And because it just quit working,
Yeah,
I went out for a
right.
walk, and thank God someone was home because I wouldn't have been able to get back in my house. But it wouldn't work anymore. So we had one of our friends came. He's a handyman, and he helped fix this for us. And we decided to get a digital pad instead of
Yeah.
like the simple turny
Oh,
thing.
yeah, mine
And
stopped
so
working yesterday. Yeah, right.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got
yeah,
it.
yeah. So one more thing
Battery
that could
died.
break, guys. That's what that was our goal. One more thing that could break. No. So
Emotions.
anyways, you have to kind of set it up.
Mhm.
And I could tell based on the day that I'd had, it was just a long day and things didn't really go my way. And
Mm,
my daughters come in and they're like, hey, mom, we want to set this up. We got to download an app. We got to do this. And I knew personally that I could
mhm.
not take that on because I
Good for
knew
you.
there was the potential to not go
Yep.
right and that I
Yep.
was not in the right headspace for it.
Good. Mhm.
So I said, I'm choosing not to focus on that now. If you guys want to explore that, that's fine. I will tackle that later, right?
Beautiful.
And
Yes.
what happened was they decided to tackle it, but they were not in the right frame of mind. My husband had come home from a
Oh.
full day at work and he didn't want to have to deal with this, right? And
Uh-huh.
so it did not turn out well for them. And the next day, though, I went
Good
back to the
learning.
situation and I spoke with them and I said, you
Mhm.
see what happened
Mhm.
when you had something that you wanted to tackle, but you didn't recognize where you were mentally and physically before going into that. So I
Yeah.
think part of this for us is just being able to say, not now. That doesn't mean not never. That just means
Yeah.
I have my limits.
Yep.
I am recognizing that I'm already at the end of my
I'm
day,
at
and that
the
is not something that
limit.
I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
Mhm.
if it's one of those things, I love the grounding idea. I do that a lot as well. I just kind of imagine sending any of that negative energy back into the earth and then just
Yes.
accepting the loving energy that comes from back up from within. So that really does help as well.
It
If
got
it's
so bad
something,
yesterday, I said I'm taking a nap. I just went to a place where, nope, no
yes,
more. I'm putting myself in
you're just
timeout.
shutting
I'm
it
taking a
down for a
nap.
bit.
Shut it down. 'Cause this
And
is
I've been doing
just
that too. That's another great one.
okay.
The other thing I was going to say, and this isn't for the little things that just annoy
Mhm.
you, but this is for something that's a bigger thing that you're really
Okay.
passionate about. I think
Mhm.
things are starting to come to the surface now. And if it's a bigger
Mhm.
thing that's just really driving you crazy, maybe it's because you're meant to help be the change for whatever needs to come with that.
That's a really good point. I think that's true, and I think that sometimes we want to resist the change we need to be because that's harder than just doing what we did before, you
Yeah.
know? So
And I think,
absolutely.
yeah, our little bells are going off, and it might be, maybe not, maybe it's for someone else to change. Maybe you're just kind of bringing that to the forefront,
Yeah.
for someone else to change. I know I've got a lot of fleeting things. I'm like, that'd be really good. That really needs to change. I'll just put that out in the ether. maybe
Yep.
someone else will pick that one up.
That's a
It's
really
not
good
for
way
me
to do
right
it. Yeah. Delegate to the universe in a beautiful way and try to surrender to the what is, you know?
now. Yeah,
It's hard sometimes, you know, and I
it is.
think this is actually a really fun topic that would be fun to do as a group. So
Mm,
if you're a listener out there and you're kind of interested in, yeah, maybe we should have a little forum and a conversation, Sunny and I are open to it because there may be some other ways we can just help each other.
I think
I
so.
know calling you always helps me just become less annoyed.
Yeah,
Like, okay, that was so silly. How
right.
dorky was that? But sometimes you do need a friend
Yes.
who can
I
just
mean,
listen.
absolutely. Well, and that's why we're doing these episodes too, right?
Yeah,
Is
for
to
your
get it
friends.
out there so people know they're not alone. You're not alone. We're all sometimes it's just you just feel like you want to pull your hair out. It's just one of those experiences that all of humanity is going through right now. And I believe it's because we're on
Absolutely.
the precipice of a huge change and we're all just like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Because we're just tired of the old system.
Yeah, that's so true. And I'll tell you, there's one other thing that just came to me while you were saying that I know I use to help get past the little annoyances. It's humor.
Oh yeah.
I do my level best to laugh at it, whatever it is, you know? So if it's a street light that's been out for 3 days for no apparent reason and it's causing traffic backup, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. And then find the reasons to laugh about everything else that's going on.
Yep.
Because humor can help just pop that little bit of energy out so that you're not annoyed for the remainder of the day. That's the key. Don't hold
Yes.
it in.
Yeah.
You know, if you're annoyed, you're annoyed. And it's really just your monkey mind that thought it had control over anything anyway that's annoyed. So let the monkey go berserk and then come back to reality and go, oh, hi, here I am back. You know?
That is so true.
No.
Laughing is so therapeutic.
Oh, it's so
I mean,
therapeutic. Mm.
I wish we could see on an energetic scale what actually is happening when you do that. But it's got to be that you're just kind of, pushing the bad stuff out and bringing good stuff. You know what I mean? Bringing that in.
100%. I'll tell you, I've
balance.
always believed that we needed the world to convert like Monsters, Inc. So if you've ever watched the movie, for the audience who's listening, at the beginning of the movie, the monsters think that making everyone scared is
Right.
what gives them the energy. But really, laughter and humor and joy bring about 10x the amount of energy. So maybe we should just be working on a world that looks like that. And I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm good
Let's
with
do
it.
it.
I'm done with this annoying thing.